Hey there, welcome. I assume you're here for the personality test. Yes? I believe we talked on the phone earlier. Great, yes, just making sure that was you. Well, we're glad you chose to work with us because we know there's a lot of competition in the area and we're pretty new here, so, acquiring customers has been a bit of a tricky situation, but we're glad to see you here and hopefully by the end of this you'll be recommending our services to everyone you know. We've heard good things, so we're very hopeful that you will, reciprocate that mentality. But anyway, if you don't mind us asking before we get started with the actual personality test, do you mind? Well, first of all, we'll have to run through all your personal information. But even before that, if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind telling us how you found out about this place. Yeah, if you were referred by a friend, you found it by yourself, an advertisement online or something. Yeah. Okay, cool. And that was like a few days ago, or did you see it a while ago and you've just been thinking it over? How quickly did you decide to, act on that? Okay, that's good. And I guess we can just get started with your personal information. So go ahead and give me your name. I know you gave it to me on the phone earlier, but just want to make sure I have it all. It's kind of standard procedure. We have to go through it all again. And your date of birth. Okay. Okay, and your phone number. Like I said, technically we already have it on file, but just for sake of procedure, we have to ask. Okay, great. And how about your address? Okay. Is that with an I? Okay. And do you have any other form of communication that you would prefer us use other than your phone number, email, like a work phone, home phone, anything like that? Okay. Okay, great. I think that's probably just about all the personal information that we need. Actually, wait, one more thing. No, wait, I already asked you for your date of birth. Yeah. No. Okay, then I guess that's everything. Sorry, sometimes I just get scrambled, Anyway, let's begin. So I'm just going to ask you some standard questions, and you answer them as honestly as you can. There's no judgment here. No, there's no wrong answer. So don't feel pressured to give a certain answer that you feel is correct arbitrarily or anything like that. Just be true to yourself and, just answer as honestly as possible. That's how we get the most accurate results. Because if you don't give honest answers, then the personality results will most likely not be truly accurate to you. So, again, just be as honest as possible. No worries. Okay, so we'll start off simply with how many friends do you have? Okay. When was the last time you talked to another human being? Okay. And was that person someone that you know personally, or was it a stranger? Okay. And what is their relation to you? Friend, coworker, relative? Okay. Great. How often would you say you leave your house? Okay. And is that because of a job, anything, are you required to leave, or is it on your own volition? Okay. Okay, if you were to die tomorrow, how many people do you think would show up to your funeral? Okay, interesting. No, this is a great answer. Great answer. Like I said, honesty is the best policy. And let's see. If you were to be approached on the street by someone that appeared to be some kind of salesman, what would be your initial reaction? Would you, conduct business with that person, let them do their thing, or would you rather, find some way to wiggle out of it or just ignore them entirely? Okay. Great. And do you feel that you personally, like, of your own opinion, that the people around you like you? Coworkers, friends, family, anyone that you interact with on a somewhat of a regular basis, if you have anyone that you interact with on a regular basis, would you say that they would consider you, fun to be around, a positive energy, like a positive presence when you're around? Or would they consider you more of a negative presence? Okay. No, yeah, I completely understand. I've been there myself. Okay. Do you have any family? Do you, like, extended family, close family, immediate family, whatever? Do you have any family members? Okay. And do they live nearby that you could visit them often? Okay. And do you visit them often, or is it more of just like once in a while, or potentially even never? Are you completely cut off from them? And how would you describe your relationship with them? Just separate from that last question, is just like, are you in on good terms with them, or is it more of like they're disappointed in you kind of situation? Anything like that? Okay. No, yeah, you're answering these questions great. No, these are the standard questions. I mean, it depends on where you go, right? Everyone's going to have slightly different questions, but for the most part, I mean, this is the stuff they teach you at, like, personality quiz school. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot of the same questions no matter what, right? So, there's a little bit of variance. We all have a little bit of our, like, special sauce, if you will. But for the most part, it'll be mostly the same. But don't worry. Like I said, you're answering the questions great, so you've got nothing to worry about. I think this personality quiz is going to come out really great. You're going to really be able to learn something about yourself by the end of this. I'm almost certain of it. But let's continue on. Please, no more interruptions, if you will. We have a lot of patients to get through today. You are not the only one. So no offense. We value our customers and their time with them, but we have to treat everyone equally, so I can't give you extra time, especially when other people have already, set up appointments. So please, no more interruptions, but that's fine. In fact, actually, we're going to just add a quick note. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, so where was I? I don't even remember where I was because you interrupted me. Sorry, don't, just relax, okay? Just relax. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset. I mean, maybe a little bit. It's hard not to get upset a little bit, I hit the, anyway, moving on to the questions. Okay, let's see. If you were to travel a very long distance, how would you do it? Plane, boat, car, bicycle? Would you walk it? Rocket ship, if that's available to you, Okay. And do you consider yourself like particularly eco-friendly person, like very green, very climate conscious, like you really care about climate control and all that stuff. Okay. And do you just say that to like people that you meet, or do you actually practice it? Are you a poser? Okay. Well, I mean, like, do you continue to, purchase goods that have a negative impact? Their creation, their manufacturing process has a negative impact on the climate. Do you purchase products from companies that have clearly shown no remorse in, their impact on the climate, that sort of thing? Okay. Do you hold any, poor opinions, personal vendettas against any particular group of people? It could be based on anything. It could be religion, race, sex, anything, sexual orientation. Just any. Do you have any kind of prejudices that you hold against that? And let me remind you that this is entirely confidential, right? So I can't, tell anyone about this. This will not leave this room, so you don't have to worry about, any kind of legal or societal ramifications from answering this question honestly. So go ahead. Yeah. Okay. And is there any particular reason for that? No? Okay. With that in mind, do you think you'll go to heaven? Do you believe in an afterlife? Interesting. And what is your personal opinion of, God, religion, and all that in general? I guess we might as well cover that now. Okay. And you still with everything? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. No, it's it's your personality quiz, not mine. Would you say that making friends, meeting new people, is that very easy for you or very challenging? And how much do you think that previous question and your answer of that previous question, how much do you think that is influenced by your smell? Your odor. Yeah. Okay. No, that's, yeah. I mean, I guess some people don't notice. It's cool. It is what it is. Does me disclosing that information now change your opinion? Do you, suddenly have any different mindset about it at all? Okay. And have you ever considered taking a shower? Okay. No, yeah, it is what it is. I understand. I suppose. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, let's go with it in this direction. Yeah, I mean, there's like a little bit of a script, but we each kind of have, each of the doctors here kind of have their own methodology, their own questions to ask. So you'll get a little bit of a personalized approach from each of us, which is one of the things we pride ourselves on. But again, you're interrupting, so I must ask you please to not do that. How much money do you make? And would you say that you are happy with this amount or unhappy with this amount. Okay. Would you say that you are properly compensated for the amount of work that you do? Do you feel that you are paid a fair amount? Okay. And do you personally foresee or enjoy the thought of, greater work reform worldwide, right? Or would you be happy with just seeing yourself succeed, right? Seeing yourself be compensated more for the work that you do, making more money personally, potentially at the expense or at the stagnation of those around you, coworkers and other people in completely different fields. Okay. Would you consider yourself an empathetic individual, meaning you can, relate to other people, feel their pains, their sorrows, and their happiness, etc. Feel the emotions of other people, You really connect with other people. Do you feel you can do that effectively? Okay. And no, you don't need any, sorry, you don't need any, actual evidence to support that. It's purely based on your opinion. That's how these tests work. So, it doesn't all have to line up, which clearly it doesn't. Anyway, moving on. Would you say that, you are a good person? That you try to stay, within, the correct morals, right? You follow a code of morals, whether they be the traditional morals that most people hold, but do you set rules for yourself and try to be as good of a person as possible, help others and that sort of thing, and not go out of your way to make life worse for other people? Okay. And how often would you say that this code of morals that you live your life by, how often would you say that it actually influences the way you act or interact with an individual or, approach a situation in life? Okay. So you'd say that if you were to come across an injustice happening, say someone was getting beat up on the side of the street or something, you would feel inclined to intervene then, according to your answer. Okay, well, that's a little at odds, but okay. I must ask again to ensure that you are being forthright and honest. There's no judging going on here, so you don't have to feel, pressured into giving a specific answer. But anyway, let's continue on. We're very close to the end here, so just a few more questions. Go back to that same scenario, right? You walk past someone on the side of the street. It could be crowded. Maybe it's just them and you. That doesn't really matter too much. All that matters is that you are walking, and all of a sudden you come across someone getting beat up, right? And you know nothing about the situation, right? So as far as you know, the person getting beat up could actually be, the wrongdoer in the situation, and maybe they're receiving retaliation for their wrong actions. But that's not important. Well, I mean, it obviously plays a little bit of a role, but all that you really need to worry about is the idea that you are coming across these people that you don't know, and one is currently beating up the other. Would you consider that, what would your opinion of those two individuals be in that moment? Like, what's your gut reaction? Not reaction in the sense of like what you would do, but what would be the first thing you would think, right? Like what would you think of those people, the two involved in the altercation? And does that apply to both or just one? Please specify. Okay. And how about the other? Even though you don't know anything about the situation. Okay. No, that's not an entirely uncommon opinion, but a little bit more rare than some of the other answers I've received for that question. But anyway, last question. Do you believe in the Roman god of Zeus? Actually, Zeus was a Greek god. That was a trick question. Do you believe in the Greek god Zeus? Okay, great. And just Zeus or all the Greek gods? Okay. Yeah, no, that's a very important question. All right, it looks like I'm getting your results here, and yeah, well, it takes a little while for our system to compute all of the answers you give, and it's a very complex system that we have going on here, but it probably shouldn't take too long. So in the meantime, I guess you could just sit back and wait for a little bit, and then it'll probably be done by then. We have a little break room. It's got coffee, it's got donuts that are usually there. That's for employees only though, so you're not allowed to use that. Just letting you know that it was there. And okay, it looks like we've got your test results. It's already come back. Like I said, sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not so quick. Depending on certain answers that you give, it'll flag the system to work faster, just because like, oh, you answered that way for that specific question. It's like, okay, this is clearly the type of person that we're working with, and it seems that one of your questions got flagged for that. It's looking like, unfortunately, it's not. I mean, listen, like I said, this is a judge-free zone. You're just here for the personality test. I get that. Personally, I wouldn't want the results that you have gotten, but it's completely, subjective. Maybe you'll be really happy with your results. But anyway, let me just print. Sorry, I hit the microphone again. Let's just print that off and give that to you. That was really loud. We'll just give that to you. Yes, it's printed on a pumpkin. It's got a pumpkin on it. That's just for fall. So I'll just give that to you, and then we can go on our way. So thank you. And like we said, we'd really appreciate if you, spread the word. There's a lot of competition around here. So spread the word if you really liked what you saw here. I mean, obviously you can read the more detailed results in the printout that I gave you. But anyway, thanks for coming. Come again, and tell your friends.